Oh,
Oh, shit.
shit. The fuck you doing, bro?
I just slammed like 4 hash browns.
Hash browns.
Trader Joe's hash browns.
The pouties.
Probably the best hash browns I've ever had in my life. They are so good. You put them in the air fryer for like not that long, 10 minutes, and they are just crispy on the edges, great in the middle. Everyone always wants like McDonald's hash browns, and I just they can come out mushy.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm on a
such
hash
a
brown
wild
hype right
card.
now.
Well,
So that's what I was doing.
I was say it's at time of recording, it's 8:45 at night.
Well, sometimes you want to just pop in 4 hash browns in the air fryer and call it a night.
Yeah, no, I get it. Big Trader Joe's advocate over here.
A little garlic hot sauce, a little ketchup on some. Yep. Yeah. In addition to that, I'm just trying to get by with hearing out of one ear right now. I've got hot health problem talk right now.
See, guys, it's not all about baseball.
Major wax buildup in the left ear. I got one ear for you. So, yeah, we've been going for like at least a week and a half on this. It is plugged. So, yeah, if you don't know about chronic earwax buildup, let me tell you, I've had the procedure done 3 times. They clear that shit out. It feels amazing, but when it comes back, you hate your life.
Well then,
but I can hear you okay.
Okay, good.
We'll get by.
Yeah, well, you know what? Thank you for your sacrifice, Rick.
Yeah, if you've ever gotten plunked on the side of the head with, like I don't know, you were playing long toss and some kid just corks one. And you try to run out of the way and you actually run into it. Just boom. Oh, fuck. Can't hear out of my ear now.
Oh my God.
Or one time I got stung by a bee while warming up for a game.
Really?
We were at San Lorenzo High warming up. I think it was a 13-year-old. We had a 13-year-old league because all the 13-year-olds were benched in Babe Ruth when all the 14s and 15s were playing. So we had our own league of 13s. Warming up for a game at SLZ High. And I just get attacked by a bee right here on the side of my temple. Whole shit is just fucking swollen like this. And I'm like, I go tell the manager, I'm like, yo, I think I just got stung by a bee. I'm like, he's like, well, can you play? I was like, well, yeah, but it kind of fucking hurts.
Hearing about warm-ups at SLZ High just reminds me of this fall ball league I was on. It was Keaton Harris's dad's team, and on this team was our old friend Jake Hewitt, old double crow hop Jake Hewitt. And he wasn't the biggest fan of me, I wasn't the biggest fan of him, and we were warming up one time, and whoever I was warming up with just airmailed this one over me, and Jake Hewitt just so happened to be walking behind me after, as this ball sails over my head, doesn't hit him at all, it hits the back fence, and he goes off on me because I didn't warn him about this ball that was just, we were warming up and the ball was launched over my head, and he just tried to blame me for him almost getting hit by the ball, and
you uncorked it.
Yeah. No. I just, it was thrown over my head. Oh. The other person uncorked it.
Oh, man.
The other person uncorked it. And Jake Hewitt's coming at me for a ball that was launched over me. And it almost hit him, but it didn't. And he starts yelling at me, tries to blame me. And I'm just looking at him. He goes, what, you're not going to say anything?
I mean,
the ball flew over my head.
It's got to be pretty damn high up there to get enough hang time for you to be like, heads!
Yeah, it was liner over my head. Yeah. You weren't expecting it.
We're not doing pop flies here where it just gets too far away from me.
Exactly.
No, we're playing toss here.
Exactly.
We're warming up.
It's fall.
You literally
ball,
have
Jake.
less than a half of a second. I think he was just trying to shit talk you.
Yeah, we did not really care for each other. But yeah, hearing SLZ warming up, I'm like, oh, that instantly comes back to my mind.
I wonder how many times a ball gets away during warm-ups and just like a regular little league warm-up. Everyone lined up down the line, warming up. At least one per couple. But you know when you jog out there and it's like always the best players are always like either the first ones or the ones all the way in the back to get the most space. But like the ones who are in the middle,
it's a war zone.
Those kids, and they don't know any better. Like you should know you're not that good. Like go get some space. No, they're going to be the ones that are tight, right up against everybody else, just uncorking it.
See, I always wanted to be on the side where my back was facing the fence. So in case somebody uncorked it on me, I didn't have to run after it. But if I uncorked it on them, their ass was running into center field after the ball.
Yeah, exactly. And you have more space to throw from that side.
Yep.
You're throwing towards center field where you can send him anywhere. But if you're throwing back towards the line, especially there's people walking behind them, there's a fence, but what if I don't know, there's a possibility you throw over the fence.
I definitely have seen that
there's
before.
Fans back there. There's
the bleachers.
Moms and kids.
50-50 raffle people.
Ooh, 50-50 raffle.
Ooh.
I was actually at a Little League. Yeah. Yeah, speaking of 50-50 raffle, I think you're going to go with that. Let's get to that. I was going to mention that I was at a Little League game the other day. Talking about just that Little League warm up right now reminded me. My uncle was like, "Hey, you want something from the snack bar?" Because my little nephews were playing, bar. And I was like, "Huh, what does a snack bar look like in 2024? I got to go check this out." Back in the day, snack bar was hot dog is probably the number one item, right? And then you got seeds,
the occasional nacho if the cheese machine was working.
Yes. Bubble gum. Big League Chew.
I personally remember Laffy Taffy at the San Lorenzo Little League field.
I feel like I remember Sour Straws.
Sour Straws for sure.
Yeah. So
Gatorades.
Yeah. Gatorade too. So now I'm a little older. I actually got a coffee, but but I did get a hot dog, mustard, ketchup, some relish, some onions. It was perfect. The perfect hot dog. Shout out Mount Eden American Little League.
Wow.
Big League Chew was present. What else did they have? They did have nachos, jalapenos on it.
Oh, yeah.
So, and I think it was like $1.50 or something for the hot dog. It was like
really
like legit Little League snack bar pricing, how it should be.
Yes.
Wasn't Costco hot dogs like $1.50 and
still $1.50
for like 40 years?
The CEO refuses to raise the price. He's still only charging $1.50 for the dog.
That's how it should be. There's no need to hike it. Something that's just pretty much the same thing all the time. Right. It's not like it's an expensive thing.
The cost
of
production on the shit hot dogs could not have gone up that much.
Seriously. And the maintenance to create it, to warm it up, is next to nothing. Whether you have one of those
labor.
Like twirly, like the 7-Eleven taquitos just kind of roll in forever all day. Whether you got one of those or you got, I'll take a microwave dog. I don't care. I'm at the park.
Yeah,
just give me my dog.
Not even the park, the Little League park.
Yes, the Little League park. So I need it now.
Yes.
What was I gonna say?
Little League concessions. It was $1.50.
Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say. So back to San Lorenzo Little League. We mentioned like 5 or 6 of the top items off of our head. I remember I was probably 10-ish, maybe 9, and on like Little League opening day, you have the big parade.
Oh yeah.
And especially in San Lorenzo, you go through the streets. The streets are lined with American flags, and everybody's.
We walked what it seemed like forever through the streets of San Lorenzo to the Little League field.
Oh, that's That is definitely more than a half a mile.
For a lot of
Definitely
kids,
more.
that's it felt like hundreds of us too.
All the way down Paseo Grande is at least a half mile. I mean, you could run the fastest half mile you can. The fastest half mile I ever ran, and I ran track, was 1:58.
Holy
There's no way
shit.
you're running 1:58 all the way down Paseo Grande.
No.
We walked that, plus, what's the other street? Alamitos.
Yes.
Then a left onto Grant. That's probably a mile. That's more than a mile.
It was wild how much we walked every opening day.
Yeah, but you got like bands playing. I just remember that morning would always be super crisp.
It was
crisp.
I was just
morning.
thinking that the walk was a crisp walk in the morning.
It's like kind of cold, but not unbearably cold. Like
Mhm.
you might start out with like one of those starter jackets or windbreakers on, but you know you're going to take it off pretty soon.
And
It's
maybe
not that cold.
or have the turtleneck underneath the t-shirt jersey.
I definitely had a turtleneck. Dude, our jerseys in majors, so my league didn't have, I think you played American also.
No, I was national.
Oh, fuck. Well,
Yeah.
American, and this is just amazing, by the way. American had I think everybody had sponsors, but we only went by our sponsors. We didn't go by like big league names, and then National went by big league names. So I feel like
so
half
jealous.
the kids
I
liked
was so
it, half
jealous. I was so jealous of the American League teams.
That's wild, because I think a lot of the American League kids wish they had like played for the A's or the Pirates or the.
Like that was cool. I was jealous of your guys' fields. Your guys' fields were more tucked into the back of the Little League field, and I never got to play on those ones. We always had to play on like the first few ones. When you turn in, we didn't play it. You guys play on the back ones. I thought like that was like the big leagues to me. Then I'm like, oh, it's just Ricky and Frankie and people.
I thought so weird. Those are the American League kids. They're different.
Yeah. What's wild is like, how are you American? I was National. We lived a block away from each other.
I don't know, man. They must have drawn the line like
right. Right on Alamitos. Alamitos or Bachman or something had to be.
Oh no, you would still been in it.
Yeah, I was on the other. Maybe
it doesn't make sense.
Made no sense that you and I didn't play. I think it was Alamitos was the cutoff.
But yeah, there's like more San Lorenzo to my side than going back. Yeah. I don't know. That's weird.
I don't know.
But yeah, so American League had, see the majors division, Village Realtors, Shamrock Realtors.
Yeah. You guys have like Roto-Rooter or something?
Neil's Carpets, Action Alarm.
Oh, see, those are clean ass names. I didn't even know those were companies when I was little. Like Action Alarm, like that's a sweet ass name.
Yeah. And like Village Realtor and Shamrock Realty is still very much businesses in the San Lorenzo Village to this day.
Awesome.
And they had clean ass uniforms. Shamrock was green mesh with like a yellow shamrock on it, and they had the best jackets. They had satin green jackets with yellow writing. I think Frankie still has his jacket. Village had white cutoff vests with blue pinstripes.
So cool.
And like either blue or yellow undershirts. Action, which was my team, full grays, but gray cutoff vests with blue underneath. And so that's what I was going to say. I had the blue turtleneck. So I looked like, what's his name on Texas? The first baseman, Nathaniel Lowe. We had a red A hat. It was kind of a mixture. It's funny. My first year with Action when I was 10, the A was basically the Atlanta Braves A, like the skinny A.
Yeah.
And then the next year it got a little fatter and it kind of looked like Alabama. But yeah, the blue hat with the red writing.
Amazing.
But what I was going to get to was, so we're marching on opening day, crisp mile plus walk, it seems, for the kids. And they got like a band playing, like music's playing. All the parents are out there. People are outside of their homes because you're walking through the village.
Us, yeah.
So yeah, people are like having their morning coffee on their porch, like waving. Dude, this is like Americana to the T right here. This is like, were we growing up in like the 1960s, 1950s?
Dude, this was just 1994 to
This is 1999.
Yeah.
This is like, damn it.
I remember doing it in T-ball.
Pre 9/11 was the shit. It really was.
Thanks a lot, Bin Laden.
Look at what we used to accomplish as a country. Anyways,
we used to have Little League parades.
So when the parade is basically over, you get to the field, and I think everybody gathered on the same diamond, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even
Yeah.
the National League teams were on the American League field. We all did it
Yes.
at that one back American League
The
field,
back point,
which
yeah,
had
we'd all...
a sick-ass green monster in left
It
field.
did, dude. I was so jealous of those fields.
Then it had like some really big like eucalyptus trees in center where
Mhm.
the scoreboard was super tall, but it was actually just skinny at the top, like just
Yeah.
one score and the other score, and then a Pepsi logo in the middle, and
Mhm.
that's all it was. What was I getting at? Oh yeah, so everybody gets to the American League field, and you know, you got your T-ball kids, you got the farms, the minors, the majors. You spread them all out, all over the infield, all to the outfield. And then someone's on the microphone, you know, you do the national anthem or whatever. And and then you do the Little League pledge. Do you remember the Little League pledge?
I definitely don't remember the Little League pledge. Or something
They say
about
this-
do my best or try hard or something like that.
Yeah, they sometimes repeat it during the Little League World Series coverage on ESPN. But yeah, it's something like, I will play my best and strive to win, but no matter, or I will play fair and strive to win, but win or lose, I'll always do my best. It almost sounds like a prayer. I feel like I should be in church reciting the Little League pledge.
Oh my god.
Do you have it? Is it longer than I thought?
The Little League pledge starts out strong.
Does it talk about God?
The Little League pledge. I trust in God. I love my country and will dude, this is the Little League pledge. I trust in God. I love my country.
Talk.
I love my country and will respect its laws.
Wow. Talk about playing the game the right way.
I will play fair and strive to win, but win or lose, I will always do my best.
Oh my god, tat that on my fucking stomach right now. I want it. I want it.
I will respect my country and its laws.
Go back to the God part. What an opener.
I trust in God.
Yeah! I trust in God. It's not any religion. Like, there's multiple gods. We could be God.
The baseball gods.
The only thing better would be if like all the kids are sitting out on the field and like God, the mascot God, comes out like to do the Little League pledge for us.
That is nuts, dude.
Give me that. Inject that into my veins. I want it. That is so sick. I'm putting that on a t-shirt.
Hell yeah.
I bet you there is one. I'm going to have to look it up on eBay. There's got to be a shirt with that on there. So that's a perfect lead in to what I was going to say is there actually was a mascot who came out, and it was a big deal that year because this was like the major upgrade that the Little League did that year. Do you remember the appliance that they bought for the snack bar that came with a mascot?
I don't think so.
And the reason I remember it so vividly is because we were there for opening ceremonies.
Was it an icy machine?
It was an icy machine.
Was it because it was a bear mascot?
It was a puppy.
Oh, it was a puppy.
Slush puppy. Slush puppies. So it was the slush puppy mascot. And he came out and like introduced the Little League season. And he's like dancing on the field and shit. And the whole point was because we got a new slushy machine. Now we got slushies in the snack bar. That shit broke like a week into the season.
Man, that's why I just never remember it.
Yeah, it was never in use. But I remember the mascot was there for opening day. How epic is that?
Oh my god,
Slush
that's amazing.
puppies. So amazing. So you get your nachos, you get your dog, you get your Big League Chew, you get your seeds, and you get your slush puppy.
Shout out San Lorenzo Little League, man. It's amazing.
Shout out to whoever like would bring like a cassette player and put it next to the microphone for
the
national anthem. Yeah. And it's just some like old ass recording from like the 50s or something.
Yeah.
It was so old. But it was great.
Yeah, it was. Damn.
So what is this? April? Little League's in full effect.
Oh yeah.
I got to go get to another game. And I'll do another report on snack bar culinary.
Yeah, see, I need to have a kid so I could go to a Little League field. You can't just show up. You can't just show up to Little League fields unless you are a family member to a kid. You can't just go there and watch the games.
Yeah, I know people who have done it.
Just grab a sixer.
To eat.
Just
so
to
one time, I think I forget who it was, but I went to San Lorenzo Little League one time just to watch a game, just so I could eat a hot dog at the snack bar. Yeah, it is a little weird because you want to like root for the game and have like.
Oh, which one's your kid?
We should totally be allowed to do that. They should let us bet on it.
Right. Let's just bring a cooler of beer. Let's bet on
they
these.
Should just
fuckers.
have a section, like a degenerate section, like away from the parents and stuff, and like where you could drink and there's like a back exit, like you never even cross paths with any of the parents or anything. You're like
on their children.
Yeah, you're in the bleachers, and they have like a Coors Light deck out there, and that'd be amazing.
Oh my god!
But no, there is a Field of Dreams out in, I think, Manteca, somewhere out there.
Yeah.
And so I think it was Frank and Bert who live out there, went to some games without knowing anyone on the teams. But the fields look like, I think they have like Fenway Park.
Yeah. I think
Wrigley.
I played like a beer league softball tournament out there once.
Always wanted to play at one. I never did.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess people just show up and watch them.
Oh wow! Speaking of the Gatorade.
Oh yeah, there's your product placement.
There you go.
It's a little mini one too, right from the snack bar. You remember like snack duty, like when your mom or dad had to do snack duty?
Yeah. Oh yeah. And then there was times it was a team parent. There was like the parents' turn to bring snacks for the kids after the game, and some parents would never make anything, so they just open up a tab at the snack bar.
Yeah. So yeah, which wasn't entirely bad, but I kind of wanted to look toward. There's always that really like cool parent. It's like the one dad that has his shit together and has like an office job or something, and he would like bring pizza for the kids, like something really good. And he was like, "Oh shit, we love that guy." It's like he shows up like in his like work collared shirt, you know, like with slacks, like he just got off of work. It's like, oh yeah, cool. Doug's dad, he brought up 3 round table pizzas.
Dang, didn't know Doug made that type of money. Doug's dad made that type of money.
They live like 2 blocks away from me. What the hell? They have that like car that's under the tarp all year. Oh yeah, it's like a 64 Mustang or something. They do have money, huh? And then you got like, yeah, exactly. Then you got the parents who either forget or just open up a. They're
like, what do you mean it's our turn? God damn it!
But they try to act like they knew the whole time. They're like, yeah, hot dogs for everybody. Get whatever you want.
Make sure you only get a hot dog though.
Hot dog or nachos. You got to tell them when you get up there. We're gonna keep it tally.
Pizza. I remember
they did have pizza. You're right.
Yeah,
and it would come on that little wax paper.
Greasy as all hell.
That sounds delicious, though.
Little League field pizza, or just greasy pizza.
Greasy pizza. I'm sure Little League pizza is probably just terrible. Oh my god! What do you think is worse, Little League pizza or the Tony's pizza from middle school that would come out in the plastic still?
In the plastic with the cubed pepperonis on it. If you got the pepperoni
my god,
one.
dude, that is just terrible.
That one's terrible. That one has to be worse.
So bad. Like the cheese was runny. It wasn't cheesy.
Or they left it in too long and it was like burnt, stuck to the plastic, and you had to peel the plastic off the burnt cheese.
Like you want to eat it while it's hot, but then it's too damn hot when you bite into it. but then the middle is like gooey or still like soft. It was a lose-lose situation with the
Yeah.
Tony's Pizza.
And, I kept on going back for it. Never learned my lesson.
I don't know if it's the same Tony's, but there's a Tony's Pizza in the frozen pizza aisle at grocery stores, and I never get that one.
Be the same. No, you can't.
No, I ain't going back to that. I graduated Bohannon.
I made it out.
I got up to Arroyo and started getting Burger King at school.
Oof. One of my, I think it was my juniors team, when we got onto the bigger fields. On this team was Kevin Vegas and
what a name.
Michael Gardner were on this team. The day before
two different opposites of the Little League spectrum. Like you got like a prodigy, not a prodigy, but you got like a really good arm in Michael Gardner, and then you just have whatever Kevin Vegas was.
Just a gangly catcher. That's it. But the day before we had practice on a Saturday, that Friday, Kevin Vegas and Michael Gardner's cousin, Joey Branscombe, get in a fist fight at PE right in front of me. And I'm like, I wonder how practice is going to go.
Let's get it on.
It was a good fight. It was we were playing touch football at PE, but like people are always like, oh, let's just play tackle. And
that always works out.
What were the PE teachers, Laverne and Kean?
Yeah.
And so they were hella far away just watching us. And they watched Kevin and Joey fight for a good minute and a half before they ran out to break it up.
They were some dudes.
Dude, they were some dudes, and they were chucking nuts, and they were connecting. It was a good fight. And then I was like, I wonder how this is going to go. Oh,
like they probably wanted to crack open a beer and just watch the fight.
They were probably betting on it.
They needed a Coors Light deck out in center.
Yeah. Yeah, I always wondered, like the next day we had baseball practice, and I was like, I wonder how this is going to go. And Mark Gardner was really cool about it. I was like, huh. It could have just like gave him the cold shoulder, and like, because he had so much influence on that team, he could have just basically turned everybody against Kevin Vegas.
Right. Right. And this was Little League or juniors?
This is juniors. So it's still technically Little League.
13.
Yeah, it was a 13 and up.
Yeah. Don't recall any fights. I mean, we just talk shit, Sometimes you had to tell a kid to fuck off or whatever. You talk shit, practice and stuff. I don't know if I recall fights. I do remember, and this is funny because this is actually, this involves a guy you just mentioned a little earlier, Jake Hewitt. He was on my majors team. This is when I was 10. So my first year of majors. And we had a kid who was 12, but he was a monster. He was huge. His name was Quana, and he had a ponytail.
Yeah, I know Quana.
Yeah, he had a ponytail, but he only had the ponytail. Like the rest of his head was shaved. Like but then he had a ponytail.
He was a beast.
Beast. He's the first kid I didn't even know like people hit home runs like that in Little League. Like I thought that was like a dream. But no, people actually like had home runs and like kept a tally of how many home runs they hit that year. And I didn't know that. So I get to majors, and Quana hit like 9 home runs that first year. And I'm like, dude, holy shit. Like
I might have had 9 hits that whole year.
So not only is he the biggest kid on the field, but he's got just these like tree trunk legs. So he's basically he's basically Mike Trout in center field. He's playing center field for us. And the kid who needs like the 1 AB and 3 outs,
2 and 1, playing 2 and 1, plays 2 in the field, 1 at bat.
You always stick him in right field, right? So Jake Hewitt's in right field. And I was in the dugout. I wasn't even on the field for this. Fly ball, right center field, and you've got the smallest kid in the league and the biggest kid in the league heading to the gap for this fly ball. And yeah, the rest was history. Quana ran through him. He was out on the ground. I'm like, oh my God, I think he just killed Jake Hewitt. He caught the ball. But at what expense, Quana? At what expense?
I love that Jake Hewitt. He's not just Jake. You have to say the full name every single time. It's
A
always
lot
just
of the
Jake
names in
Hewitt.
Little League you have to, like
You
you
gotta
just
say the
said.
full name. Jake
Yeah.
Hewitt.
And then you had like the it's gonna sound funny.
Like the last 30 minutes of us just reminiscing about Little League it hasn't been funny. Let's hear it.
Well, we haven't gotten canceled yet, so it's time to get canceled. I was gonna say, then you got the Latin kids. So you got the
Oh, god damn it.
so, I mean, this is exactly like the big leagues. You got the Fernando Gonzalez's and the Fernando Guerras and the the Roberto, I forget his last, I think it was Gomez. And the Joey Lopez, like all the half of the team.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I don't know where I was going with that.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, I remember, because the next year Fernando became the biggest kid after that.
Mm-hmm.
And then my dad became the manager, and basically our team revolved around him hitting yackers. And he hit like it's funny because he was the American League home run hitter and Joey Branscombe was the National League home run hitter.
Mm-hmm.
And in the same year, they were both 12 years old and they had a home run chase. And now who knows what the actual numbers were?
That's crazy.
I could definitely believe that the Phillies in the National League were,
Those
fabricating
Phillies.
Their numbers. Maybe.
Oh, I
but
could
maybe
see,
not,
dude.
because
those
there's
Phillies
a lower
had
fence
players,
in the National
though.
League too.
They ended up raising that left field fence, I think, because of it. Because Joey Branscombe was hitting too many home runs, and the bleachers of the next field over was getting just bombed because the Phillies were just hitting mamos, and so they ended up
right
raising...
field was a short porch.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
but so was left center. I hit a home run to left center on that field because there was remember that little bleachers in left center field. There's only like one tiny thing of bleachers out there.
Thing of bleachers that only like it was like the high school kids would go smoke in while we played.
So Fernando Gonzalez's dad, really, really big dude, is sitting out there on that. He's the only one sitting on those little bleachers. He's taking up basically half of the thing. And I'm 9 years old. This is the 9-10 All-Star team. And I've never hit a home run in my life. And it's my dad's birthday. This is an all-star game, by the way. I don't know if this is winner's bracket, I think, still. We're playing, of all teams, San Lorenzo National. Now, you didn't have to play San Lorenzo National to play on the San Lorenzo National field. Like, it was designated where you were playing the game already beforehand.
Yeah.
On the bracket. We're playing San Lorenzo National on the San Lorenzo National field on my dad's birthday. The bases are loaded. We're winning the game. It's like, I think it's like 7-0 or something. Only home run. Well, I only hit two home runs my whole career. That was the first one. Left center field. I hit it over Fernando's dad. I just see his big ass like standing up going, yeah! It goes over his head. I'm so juiced. I'm like rounding first and I'm like, I like leap.
Yeah.
I think it was second. I like leap. And then cross home or whatever, get in the dugout. One of the coaches comes up to me and goes, "Hey, I don't think you touched second." And I was like, yeah, I did. And I'm like, oh, fuck, I don't think I did. But got away with it. So I guess I'm using up my my confession here. I have a confession.
You didn't touch second? Wow. Nope.
Didn't say that. Didn't say that. Didn't say that.
Take the home run away. Take it away. Now we're both matched. We each have one career home run in Little League.
No. No. There was so much commotion and elation. There is no video evidence. I'm like Tom Brady on the tuck rule whenever they ask him about the tuck rule. He just instantly becomes like the most playful guy you've ever met if you bring up the tuck rule around Brady. He could be the biggest dick. Like this week, he's like getting a haircut. Did you see that clip online? He's getting a haircut in someone's garage and they're asking him about like current NFL players. And he's just like talking shit. Like these kids don't know. These kids don't take it seriously. Blah, blah, blah. They're all about like the the hype and the showboating and whatnot. Bring up the tuck rule. This guy's the most playful gentleman alive. He's hugging Charles Woodson.
Oh God.
They're teammates again.
Ugh. Speaking of Little League home runs, I might as well just tell the story of my one Little League home run. You were actually in attendance.
I might have brought this up actually when I was at said field because I think it was against my cousin's team.
It was.
And how old were you?
I was 12.
And how old was
12.
my cousin?
He wasn't the one pitching. He was the youngest one on the team. I don't want to hear it.
I think he was 8. But he shouldn't have been there because
I was 7.
I hope not. But I think they did move him up because they wanted him to play with like older kids.
Yeah, he
You're
wasn't
supposed to
the
be
one
9
pitching.
minimum.
Yeah, it was the 9 to 12, or like I should have went on to major. I just never went on to major, so I just stayed in the minors for 2 extra years.
Wow. Are you ready to get that confession out of the way?
I have a confession.
You want to get on me for skipping second base? This guy was in the minors still, hitting yackers off 8-year-olds.
He was no. That pitcher was at least 10.
See?
And so I remember this because it was the TOCs, little tournament of champions, if I may say, and
just greatness.
I was clearly the team leader in every statistical category, being one of 2 12-year-olds on the team.
I am 12.
I am 12. And I remember this game, I ripped a double down the line, but the umpire called it back because he wasn't paying attention. So the pitcher threw it, I hit it, I'm on second. He called it back, and I was livid because we're crushing this team. By the way, we ended up breaking a TOC record, made the paper. We beat them 25-5 in this game.
I remember this. I remember you guys going on this run.
We ended up taking 4th that year in the TOCs.
Was Alex on your team? Alex Morales?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. I think I went to your guys' Porky's party after you won.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And so after my double gets called back, and I'm pissed, and I just hear one of the coaches just goes, "That's all right, Paul, now you can hit it over the fence." And I'm like, all right, guys. And I was like, all right, shut up. Like,
jeez.
No. In my mind, I'm like, I've never hit a home run in the 8 years I've played Little League, from T-ball to now. I'm not going to hit
shining
one now.
So much light on me. They're going to find out my age.
And just so happened, 2 pitches later, I hit a ball into the trees. And I remember rounding first, arm up in the air like I just won the fucking World Series, running the bases with the arm up in the air as a 12-year-old that just hit a monster home run off of a 10-year-old. And
you were ahead of your time because they're doing that now. What part of the game was this? Was this to take the lead? Was it out?
We already had this game in hand.
Okay.
So I am fisted around the bases.
You're fisting it, and I'm leaping it.
We're already up by 10.
Look at us.
Look at us.
Showboating around the diamond. And we're talking about playing the game the right way in the Little League pledge, but look at us.
You know what? I still held that pledge.
Yeah. I mean, how do you not? How do you just... Right. But I think, looking back on it, I don't remember Fernando really showboating. That's why he was so good. He was just, he just hit a home run in Little League and then just round the bases like he knew he was going to do that.
Yeah.
I
had no idea I was going to hit that home run. Even with
right.
I didn't know how people just knew how to do a home run swing. I had no idea.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I wish I would have thought of this before I hit this. I would have pimped this thing. Right. I would have looked a lot cooler than what I just did. I would have bat flip.
Yeah.
So, yeah, since we're talking about Little League home runs and I only had 2 of them, let's talk about my second one because I mentioned that Green Monster earlier.
Yeah.
I hit that off. It was a regular season game when I was then 11. And on action, and this was the God Squad. This was Michael Martinez, Fernando Gonzalez, Justin Cortez, Joey Lopez, Diego, Tyler Machado.
Jeez.
This was a God Squad.
Tyler Machado went on to pitch at the Coliseum in our high school Northern California State Championship.
We lost one game that year, and it was to the worst team in the league.
Oh, you're talking about Little League still, sorry.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, something way more important. Regular season game, Frank Lima's on the mound for Village. Just turn on a fastball, and I hit a line drive to left, and it just bangs off of the green monster. Just bam! I'm barely halfway to first by the time that thing banged off the green monster, and I just remember going, yeah, like a Tiger Woods, like yeah, and like my dugout is right to the right of me, and they are in my ear, yeah, and I just give the biggest fist pump, and like I said, I wish I would have thought about it beforehand, because this is around the time like we were still young enough where my mom wanted me to still get the edited version of CDs. That was like a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, do they have the edited version? Otherwise, you can't get it. So Nelly was really big at the time. Ludacris was really big at the time. I forget which album it was. It was one of those two. It was either Word of Mouth, Ludacris, or Nelly, whichever one had like Country Grammar. I think it was called Country Grammar.
I think, yeah.
And the deal was between me and my mom was she would listen to the unedited version in full first to determine if I could have it. And she listened to, it was Word of Mouth or Nelly, and she determined that I could not have the explicit version. I was like, "Aw, well, fine, I'll get the edited version." She's like, or if you want to make a deal, if you hit a home run in your game, you can have the explicit version. I was like, "Oh, a home run."
She knew you only hit one ever and you skipped second base.
I'm not going to hit a home run. This is the majors, Mom. What are you, smoking crack?
Oh my Jesus.
So I don't take her up on the offer.
Oh.
So what happens? I fucking hit a home run. I still didn't get the explicit version. I still have the edited CD.
You didn't make the deal, Rick. You weren't a gambler back then.
Nope.
You didn't bet on yourself.
I wasn't. But we have the memories to live with. So, confession number 1. I took a leap. Around second base on that first yacker.
Mm-hmm.
Not saying I missed the base though. But
Fine.
I did get some air.
Fine. In the record books, you have 2 home runs. I have 1. Fine.
Mm-hmm. And second confession was I didn't take my mom up on the offer, and I'm still the sole owner of an edited Word of Mouth CD.
My first confession was, yes, I was legally in this league, though I was older than almost everybody in this league, and so I was bigger and stronger than everybody.
So much stronger.
Here we go.
Wow. Look at that kid.
I remember it says there was one of the coaches, he would do like iron-on stars, like almost like helmet stickers. And so like it'd be like offensive, defensive, and then like team player of like a game. And like I remember I started the season slumping. I only had like 2 stars. And at the end of the year, whoever had the most game stars ironed on their cap from earning it, the coach would buy you any video game you wanted.
What the hell?
Any video game you wanted, he would buy it for you.
They were bribing you guys?
If you basically,
this is what went down in the National League, huh?
Yeah, absolutely.
This is like, absolutely what went down.
You got extra base hits, or if you're the offensive player of the game or pitcher of the game, you would get a star. Or if you're just this one of the stars was just for like, it was like the heart and soul star, just basically for the crappy kid who just would never get a star. And so I remember I slumped so bad at the beginning of the year. I only had like 2-3 stars through like the first quarter of the season. And I go on an all-time tear, just destroying all these 10-year-olds.
Did somebody say video game? Oh, hell yeah.
And so I ended up at the end of the year, I had the most stars, and I was like, I would like MVP Baseball 2003, please.
What a pick. Holy
And like
shit.
the coach was like, he goes, wow, you're choosing an actual baseball game? Like, you could have any video game you want. I'm like, no, I want MVP Baseball as Miguel Tejada on the cover.
You could have had Dead or Alive Beach Volleyball.
Yeah. Yeah. And so, yeah, I remember we were at like the coach's house for the end of year party, and he brought me MVP Baseball 2003 for the PlayStation 2.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What an incentive.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. So the National League, if you're keeping track at home, uses big league names.
Doesn't put bounties.
doesn't give their sponsors the proper recognition they deserve, and they put bounties on the kids.
Amazing.
And they give them helmet stickers. What are you guys, Ohio State?
That same coach said we could shave his head at the end of the year if we made the TOCs, which we did.
You know what? I think Kevin Hewitt, Jake's dad, also did that same thing.
Mm-hmm. There was another kid's dad that also did it. It was always... There's so many times that happened.
Come on, guys. Oh, my God.
Come up with something else.
This sucks.
Jim Davis. His name was Jim Davis. His son's name was
25 years
Brett.
later, we found out you all did the same bet with your team.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, my God. Whatever.
Everyone had the same bet. But wow, helmet stickers, huh? That's pretty cool.
I thought that was the coolest thing ever.
Yeah. Coolest thing ever was when our team got blue windbreaker warm-up jackets with our names stitched on the front.
Did you get them from West Coast Sporting Goods?
We probably did. Shout out to the Firestones or the Ensalons who ran that with Vita Blue's son.
Hell yeah.
I think it burned down, and that was the end of West Coast.
That thing burned down like 3 times, it feels like.
Yeah, there's something
there might have been some
there.
Insurance things going on there.
Yeah, guys, can you turn the oven off? Why do we even have an oven here? We're a West Coast sporting goods store. We're not a bakery.
They were cooking the gloves. They were loosening up the gloves for us.
God damn it, Richard. Turn it off before you go home. How many times do we have to tell you?
I got to tell you, I had no idea where this episode was going to go. This has just been amazing, just reminiscing about Little League baseball.
Yeah,
we did zero prep.
So much. I have so much that I want to talk about now with Little League baseball. Like,
yeah, I'm not going to bring up any of our other things that we kind of wanted to talk about. And it's
like now I have so many questions. Like, how do you become a Little League umpire, and why was it always old men?
Always old men trying to relive the glory days or something.
Or sneak a peek.
That. Yeah, all right. All right. I was going to give benefit of the doubt. Jesus.
Hold on. Do you have like you may not, but I know I have one. Like the worst thing you ever did as a Little League player? It's not really bad, but like something you might look back on and be like, I kind of wish I didn't do that.
Well, I pissed my pants in left field. In T-ball. In T-ball, yeah.
I was just, thinking maybe like something you may have
4.
said.
I couldn't.
Why are Paul's pants yellow?
I was in left field. I couldn't just leave the field to play. I had to wait till the inning was over, and I was doing oh man. Why did I go first?
Oh, no. Oh.
I said that way too fast, too.
Well, now that reminds me of T-ball. I remember there was this kid who didn't know how to spit seeds, and he would just take the seeds, and instead of like cracking them, he'd just chew them.
Oh, my God.
Just like cutting up his gums. And then he would just lean forward while sitting on the bench in the dugout and just and just cough it out like he's a cat with a hairball. And it would just plop right on the cement ground of the dugout, and there'd just be a ball of chewed up seeds sitting there. And our coach, every now and then, come by and be like, "What the hell? Like, you're supposed to chew the seeds and spit them, not chew them and just
Throw up.
regurgitate the." Just get a little ball. Like every time you turn your eyes and you look back, there's a new ball chilling there on the ground. And I would mimic him. I knew how to spit seeds, but I would mimic him and make fun of him and do it as well. So then there would be two balls next to each other. But the real confession was this, maybe in the unwritten rules of baseball, and this may go against the Little League pledge, which I follow to the T, and always have and always will.
Right.
Because I trust in God and I love my country.
And respect all of its laws.
There was two young hotshot shortstops coming out of the minors to the majors. One was Fernando Guerra and one was me. He was on Neil's Carpets. I was on Action Alarm. We both fought for the starting shortstop position on the 9-10 All-Star team when we were on the same All-Star team. And he got it. And then in the majors, we just kind of had this back and forth. Like we both wanted to be, like Derek Jeter, A-Rod. Those were our favorite players because we played that position. Miguel Tejada. And he also caught. He also played catcher a lot. And then I eventually started to learn how to play catcher too. But anyways, he's a shit talker. And I wasn't shy. I wasn't going to shy away from returning the favor a little bit. So one time I'm coming up, and he just had this little stupid grin on his face while he's catching, like as I'm walking up to the plate, like, hey, you're going to get out, something like that. So I just take my bat, just tight little tap, just a little tap right on the front of the catcher's mask, just a dink.
Oh my!
As I'm digging into the box, I tapped the front of his catcher's mask. Ump calls time, pulls me aside, tells my manager, hey, here's what he did. No place for it. I'm like, what? Oh. Fernando was just like chilling. He was like, what? Yeah, whatever. And I was like, see, we're just fucking around. After the game, my mom has a talk with me. Says, you don't do that. Don't do that again. Whatever. So I got to take that one back. There's no place in the game for that.
I was about to say, Rick, the pledge is I will play fair and strive to win, but win or lose, I will always do my best. That just doesn't sound like that.
You got to let the kids play. And I'm not a machine. I just Ricky. Do you have a number that you always used to go to as your
9?
Okay. Mine was 10. Huh. Yeah, look at that. I always wanted to be 21, and someone always had it. So I was given 10 in farms, I think, and 21 was taken in minors, so I took 10. 21 was taken in majors, so I took 10, and then by the time it was available, stuck with 10.
We didn't, from T-ball through farms nationally, we didn't get to choose numbers. The jerseys that were the T-shirt jerseys that were delivered to us started with the smallest sizes being the lowest numbers going up.
Ow.
Yeah, and so that went all the way through farms, and I started to get a little bigger at the end of farms, and so like I got to number 9 at the end of farms, and so that was like my number. Then like the minors, like, oh, what number do you want? I'm like 9, and then it just kind of stuck with me.
I remember T-ball being like that. So the tiny, puniest kid always had number 1.
Yep.
And that's why I don't like seeing Major League anything. NFL, Cam Newton, whoever. I don't like when they wear number 1 because that's like the puniest kid number.
Kevin Rocket. Kevin Rocket always wore number 1.
I'm sure Hewitt was in there somewhere. 1 or 2.
Yeah. 0.5.
Half.
Yeah, half. JQ, if you're listening to this, I still don't.
I was gonna say,
if you find yourself listening,
hopefully you don't run into him.
You probably have no idea who I am. I still don't like you.
Okay, that works. You just watched from afar. He lived in your head rent free.
He did.
Yeah. Do you remember voting for the All-Star team?
Nope.
We had.
So
they would
when
give
I
us a piece
when
of
I did
paper
my
with every
extra
kid's name
years
on
in
it.
the minors, I wasn't. I
When
was
you were on your rehab assignment,
when I was on my
your
perpetual
career-long rehab assignment.
my perpetual rehab assignment, I got thrown into the majors all-star game due to age, into the majors all-star voting.
What?
I was never picked because I didn't play in the majors.
If you would have got picked,
I would
that
have
would have
been
been amazing, but
overwhelmed fast.
also would have been a shit show because the parent outrage of that would have been crazy.
This guy was just
putting up these
cooking
numbers in the minors and then making the majors all-star team.
I
What if you
never
would have got the votes?
I never got the votes because it was all about the age. It was the under 12 all-stars, it was the under 11 all-stars, and I was in the minors, and these guys, all these were in the majors, and so I never was voted to an all-star team then. And when I was 9 and 10, I was terrible. I didn't start getting decent until I was 11 years old playing in the minors.
It's just too little, too late. You never got the call.
Mm-hmm. Well, what was wild is I don't know why I like my mom just said, hey, do you want to go up to the majors? I was like, nah, I'll just stay down here because like
I'm cooking down here, Mom. What the hell? Why would I want to go up there?
Because
got it made.
Bob Zukowski was my coach, and they're like, if you go up to the majors,
Good job, Bob.
Bob won't be your coach anymore. And I was like, oh, I'll just stay in the minors then. And
Mom, I have everything down here that I could possibly need. I got root beer, gummy worms, hot dogs, the girls.
What's wild is I was playing behind the 8 ball when I got to juniors. When we go play across the street at Arroyo's Fields.
Yeah.
I went from the minors to juniors with
oh, wow. Yeah, that's a big league. You're playing on the big diamond.
Yeah, you go to the Major League Diamond basically, 90 feet.
I never even thought of that, dude.
Yeah, I jumped from minors to juniors.
Wow.
And I actually played all right. You went
from playing in a league where there could possibly 8 and 9-year-olds to playing the very next year possibly 14 and 15-year-olds.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was quite the jump.
Doing older kids stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I jumped from the kids' table to the head of the table in 1 year.
Ooh, head of the table. Well, we got to get into Yackers picks here with our time remaining.
That was a great trip down memory lane.
Yeah, I got to make it out to a little league ball game and see what else we got. But last week I picked Acuna.
Mm-hmm.
You picked Mike Trout.
Yep.
And I mean, he's just going to win the MVP at this point, right?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know why neither of us chose him. It would have been a great pick at the time.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like, well, we said the Astros. You can't deny them. Well, they're not doing so hot. What are they, 6-12 or something like that? Dodgers are another one, though, you can't deny. Mike Trout should always be the MVP pick.
Because as long as he's healthy, he's putting up MVP numbers.
Right. And but if they're out of it, he doesn't need to be healthy. Like, he could fake an injury.
Yeah. So, yeah, Mike Trout hit a home run maybe 5 hours ago to give me the lead again in Yackers.
Yeah. Nothing from Acuna. Nothing.
I believe that means I get to go first this time.
Yeah, take it away. You are up 3-2 now.
Last week, I was torn between these two players, so I am just going blindly, not even looking at the schedule. Don't know what days off or whatnot. I'm going to take that other player, which is Fernando Tatis Jr.
Damn it.
Yep.
Yeah. Took my bastard. Yeah, I was definitely going Nando, especially after he hit that go-ahead yacker the other night at the game you were at.
Yeah. That's why I was torn. I was like, I should probably take Nando this week. I was like, no. Take Trout. Hopefully he gets a home run and you get to pick Nando next week.
This is how I always feel about like MLB The Show, why am I not finding a way to play with either Trout or Tatis at least 1 year? Like,
Yeah.
they're the most exciting players you could play with.
Mm-hmm.
They have it all.
They
And
really
we can't
do.
deny how fun they are to watch. There's just
funnest.
certain players, I won't deny how fun they are to watch. Patrick Mahomes.
You
Sorry.
can't deny it. You can't deny it.
I'm a diehard Raider fan, but you can't deny him. Okay. Great pick. That was going to be my pick. Luckily, I wrote down a second one. I also didn't look at schedules or probables. So I'm going with, and hopefully he's healthy. Didn't even check to see that.
I know it's hard to believe. We don't do a lot of research or prep for the show.
No. I got Elias Bureau on speed dial.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I got Sarah Lang in my texts, in my DMs.
Yeah. Oh, shout out
I'm
Sarah
going,
Lang.
Is that her
This is
shirt?
Sarah. Well, Sarah
What does
Lang
that
has. Well, this is Sarah Lang shirts. You know, she has ALS.
Oh, okay. I did
so
not make
this is
the
baseball
distinction
is the
that it.
best.
I see it now, down the middle. Okay. I thought it was just. I'm also slightly colorblind, but yes, I see it.
Can't hear, can't see.
I'm basically dying. I'm just going out. I'm going to be blind by next week.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get into my pick. I'm going Marcus Semien. I wanted to go MVP there. Oh, my ear just popped. I could hear again. I swear to God, that just happened right after I picked Marcus Semien.
Ooh.
This is weird.
I like it. That's a great pick.
Yeah. We got to get the thing you don't want to happen is like a really good player gets hurt and then you never get to pick him.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, that's why of course, how about my Andrew McCutchen pick home runs the following week after I chose him.
Oh yeah. And Acuna hasn't hit one yet, right? So he's
still hasn't.
He's going to hit like 5 next week.
Yeah. And nobody can take him now.
Unreal. Yep. Sorry. That might be a win. But yeah, okay. Tatis and Semien. I like it. Semien's another guy though. I'm just going to root for no matter what. Even if he's on the Texas
if he's a
Rangers.
Ranger, always a big Semien guy.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of former Athletics, hey Rick, how about you guess that A's player?
Okay, let's do it. I usually go obscure names right off the bat, but I feel like that's not conducive to the game.
Okay. Well, unless you guess it like first try, it'd be very impressive.
But is it even that cool? Like, I know random A's players. That's the whole point of the game is to guess them.
I'm telling you, I'm going to be shocked if you guess this one.
Okay.
I'm going to be shocked if you guess this one.
All right. When I guess it, don't start crying.
No promises.
Scott Brocious.
No. This A's player is a position player who played for 4 teams from 2001 to 2007. Position player, played for 4 teams from 2001 to 2007.
Mark Kotsay.
No. This player played for the A's from 2004 to 2007. And we acquired him from the Blue Jays. We traded them Ted Lilly.
Marco Scutaro.
No.
Ow.
This player
keep going. Go on.
All right, then I'll hit one of my more fun stats then because I think you have it.
I think I have it.
This player hit a home run in the 2007 World Series for the Boston Red Sox.
Bobby Kielty.
Fuck!
Woohoo! I don't know why, but Blue Jays, I don't know why. I don't know how I knew that, but I knew that.
So I thought of Bobby Kielty because my mom was in town this past weekend.
That is such a great player.
She hate Bobby Keelty for one reason,
What?
and it's just it's so unnecessary. Like it's not even
What do you do?
justified.
See her at La Pinata and not give her an autograph?
No, we were watching the game. They were playing in San Francisco one night. You know, windy San Francisco, and there's a ball hitting the gap, and Bobby Keelty's running after it. And as he's running after, his hat flies off, and you know the red hair is just flowing. And my mom's like, "Oh, look at this showboat! Just flips off his hat as he's running after a ball." I'm like, "The wind took it. The wind took it. No, no, no. He flipped off his hat. He's just such a showboat. I don't like him."
Oh, Susan.
Yeah.
What? What do you
dislike-
mean?
She's disliked Bobby Keelty ever since.
I don't think anyone's ever flipped their cap off in showboat manner. Is that a
Right.
thing? Did I miss that? Is a
Right.
possible? Is that a taunt?
I didn't think the Blue Jays would have gave it away. I don't know how you correlated that.
I also don't. I think it's because I had to acquire him in a video game, and I had to go back and find what team he was on to get him,
Mhm.
and so I had to.
See,
I don't know how that's still in my head.
I remember him on the Twins, and I remember him on the Red Sox. I'd never remembered him on the Blue Jays until I looked up the Baseball Reference page.
I can't say that I even remember him on the Twins or the Blue Jays, like playing.
I thought we got him from the Twins, but no, he was traded to Toronto and then traded to us.
I think his like player photo was probably in Blue Jays stuff. And then yeah, he grew out the red hair. That was that was kind of iconic. I mean, he was a sexy little redhead out there in the outfield.
God. All right.
Little troll doll hair, and no batting gloves. Bit of a throwback. He had no batting gloves.
So Bobby Keelty is your Guess at A's player this week.
Yeah, that was great. We had another. It was like, who was the other outfielder at the time? It was like another. Was it Dye? What was the years he was with the A's?
Time.
You said
might have been
04?
White Sox. Yeah.
Oh no, 06. Was he on the ALCS? The team that went to the ALCS?
I don't think so.
Keelty. I think he was. With Kotze. Yeah.
06.
I don't know who the other outfielder was, though. Keelty, Kotze.
You're looking at Milton Bradley, Kotze, Swisher.
Oh. Was Keelty not on a playoff team then?
Who?
Keelty wasn't on an A's
Keelty
playoff
was on
team?
this team. He was the bench outfielder.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Jay Payton was also on that team.
That's right. We said Jay
Payton. Jesus.
Not an A's Hall of Famer in my book.
No. God, no.
I think we collectively, me, you, and your sister, just do not like Jay Payton. And I don't know why. We just never liked him.
Yeah, not big Jay Payton guys. Even though he hit 296 off the bench in 142 games that year.
Of course he did.
His age 33 season, 588 plate appearances, had 32 doubles and 10 home runs.
Funniest thing about Jay Payton is, years later, I think when he was in his last years of the league or whatever, and he was still in MLB The Show, his player card is a picture of him missing a ball in left field.
Yep, yes it was. And I was like, oh yeah, look at Jay Payton. Stupid Jay Payton missing a ball.
How bad do you have to piss off the San Diego sports studio guys so that, I mean, they have to know they're putting a bad photo of you as your player card.
Right.
What did you do to deserve that?
Just being Jay Payton.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have
sucks.
You had any final confessions?
And no, I don't have any final confessions. I may have some things that I'm not too happy about. So, yeah, sorry for all the hash browns. I probably should have only ate 2. I had 4. They're just so damn good. And like I said, I need to go back, review the Little League pledge, and look into stamping that thing, because I've pretty much, now that I look back on it, I've lived my life by the Little League pledge. It really applies. Like, it's actually bar for bar. That shit's fire.
Yeah, absolutely.
Say it again. Can we end the show with the Little League pledge once more? This is flamethrower right here. Spit that shit.
Let me get through my final confession first, and then we will end this with the Little League pledge.
Okay.
I'm going to get a little somber here, real quick. Yesterday we lost my Uncle Rob. I have a lot of great memories with him, but I'd like to share just one. He used to live in Seattle, and when I was at a very young age, I don't remember. I was a young toddler, and he took us to the Kingdome. It was during the off season. It was during the off season. He took us to the old Kingdome before Safeco was even built, and we got autographs from 2 players, and it is from Ken Griffey Sr. and Ken Griffey Jr. on the same ball. It's the light is just not going to get it. I will post a photo to the social page.
Way.
And so it still has the official American League ball. This is before the Major League Baseball had one ball. It was an American and National League balls at the time. And so I've had this baseball since I was probably 4 or 5 years old, signed by Ken Griffey Sr. and Ken Griffey Jr. And so I just a shout out to Uncle Rob. Thank you for everything.
Thank you, Uncle Rob. I did not know you have, 1, been to the Kingdome, and 2, had a ball that was signed by both the Griffies.
Both Griffies on the same ball, and I've kept it for this long, for so long.
Did you remember the experience too? Like,
I remember
being there.
I felt like we were going on like some side concourse, and we just sat they were just sitting at a table. I don't remember much. I remember going back to his house that night, and like this is when like the kids would like. I was in this room by myself watching Slam Dunk Ernest while like the parents were downstairs drinking. I was
no recall of what that is. What is Slam Dunk Ernest?
You don't remember the old Ernest movies? Like Ernest goes to jail, and
I feel like you mentioned some of these movies before.
All right, so I'm gonna block that.
Our filmography is a little different.
It is, but yeah. So I remember very small glimpses of we're on some concourse at the Kingdome, and we got these autographs from Ken Griffey Sr. and Ken Griffey Jr. So yeah, with that being said, shout out, thank you, rest in peace, Uncle Rob. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Little League pledge. I trust in God, I love my country, and will respect its laws. I will play fair and strive to win, but win or lose, I will always do my best.
Let's fucking go!
Let's go! Play ball!
Botch!
Botch.
Fork 'em Devils.